Hey guys, hope remote learning and staying home week number 17,000 is going pretty good for you. Feels like forever and a day. Okay, so we're going to start talking about service area. Before that, we're going to take a little bit of time just to kind of get comfortable with three-dimensional objects and drawing three-dimensional objects, because we're finally, dealing with physical things now and not just, shapes on a page. So the challenge here is that we have to represent three-dimensional objects, real physical things, in a two-dimensional space. So one way to do that is with what we call orthogonal drawings, where you draw perspective drawings from right angles. So looking straight down, looking from the left side, looking from exactly in front, looking from the right side. So every view is a right angled view. So you're just seeing one perspective. And then what we're trying to do is create a three-dimensional drawing or a corner view, where we can show the depth and change on a two-dimensional space of a three-dimensional object. So what we have to do is basically put the clues together. So if I were to look at, I'm going to go through this two ways, by the way. This is from our notes, just to kind of explain it. If I'm looking at a top view of this unknown object, I see that it is made up of four squares in a square pattern. So I know that two ways to think about it, that it's too wide and it's too long or too deep. And I know that the bottom, if you want to, the bottom set of squares, there'll be four. But I don't have any ideas to the height of these square towers at all. When I look at it from the left side, okay, whoa. When I look at it from the left side, I see that the back of the figure is taller than the front of the figure, and it's taller by one square. So these two bases would correspond to these two. Okay, this is looking down from the top. Now this is looking down from the top. Now I'm looking in from the left. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we see the back left is 5 high, and the front left is only 4 high. So now looking at it from the front view, now I'm looking at it from this perspective when we talk about the front. Okay, so I would see this is 2. 1 would be behind it. Okay, and I see again the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this darkened in line because there's a fifth one behind it. So this, let's call this 3, is this block right here. Let's call this 4, that's this block right here. Okay, and then the other things that we notice then are that there are shaded lines here and here as well. So it appears that there's only one block on the front right side of this thing that would correspond to this one, but there's 1, 2, 3 high on the back side. Okay, so and then we see that again here. This 5 is this is now looking at it from the right side of the object. So the front here is only 1, but there's 1, 2, 3 behind it, 1, 2, 3 behind it. And looking at it from this side, since these are shorter, I can see the 4 and the 5 of the previous. Okay, so the idea is to try to get an idea of what it looks like, and there's multiple ways that we can go about doing that. So here is like an actual image where the idea is to stack boxes, okay, since they're all little squares, and just seeing where are you going to have how many and how tall are they. Okay, so corresponding to what we were doing over here, box 1 we wouldn't be able to see, that's the bottom of the red tower. Okay, but box 2 is the bottom of the green tower, and that would be 4 at the top, corresponding with the numbers that we used here. Looking at our other views, pardon me, so the very top of the red here would be 3. It's above the 4. 2 is at the bottom. This is my block. The pink then would correspond to block 5. Okay, if we kind of look at these different things. Now, how do you make this this object? So what we want to look for is we want to look for repeated patterns. So notice that these are all vertical lines. So if you're drawing boxes, you could draw all the verticals. And then you want to draw all the ones that are at a particular angle. These are all parallel. They're all at the same angle. Okay. And then there's ones at this angle. Okay. So I included in the notes this dot paper stuff. This is really helpful. So you can use just regular line paper when you're drawing these things. But the dot paper is going to help give you that nice corner. So you could start a couple different ways, but one way to do it would be start by drawing the bottom. So I've got 4 squares. I've got a square. I've got a square next to it on this side, just by connecting our dots. There we go. So there's that square base of 4 I referred to earlier. Like if you're looking at the top view, one way to think about it would be to build on top of this. Okay, and then we knew that that back base, that back tower, was going to go all the way up here, which was 5 high. So back here, my back tower, this is 1. This would be 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be my 5th square. It's one way to look at this. Okay, so that's the first one, and then this is the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. So there's my back tower. Okay, the tower right in front of it only has 4 blocks. So coming back here, I've already got 1, so go 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then just connect your lines. So this is one way to start putting it together, so to speak. And then we had, this one was solid, but then we had 3 on top of this back guy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is our guy right here. Okay, so if you do it that way where you build it up top, it gets really confusing because you've got all these lines interchanging, but what you want to do is highlight where the tops are. Okay, and then you can choose to shade if you want to, but this is basically how it would go. And then if you wanted to translate this onto a second one, you would just do you wouldn't do all the hidden lines. So we have here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 goes to there. There's a top there. Then here, there's another one on top of that. There's a top to that. Okay. Now, this one goes down 2 before we get to the top 1, 2, and then we get to this top. Okay, and then it's 2 faces again before we get to this top. So if you wanted to be real, like, chic about it, you could draw it like, oh man, this whole time I was off screen. Damn it. Anyway, if you want to be real chic about it, you could just count out, I'm so embarrassed. You could just count out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, and then emulate that here. 1, 2, 3, 1, blank, 2, 3, and 1. So you can make like a nicer drawing going from that one to this one. Sorry about that confusion. Hang on 1 second and I'll do an example from the homework. Okay, we're back. This will be a lot faster. Sorry about that confusion. I'm highly embarrassed. So the first one on the homework asks you to draw the back view and the corner view of the figure. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into the corner view. So we see, looking down at the top, that there are 2 blocks at the front. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And then there are 2 more blocks in line with that second one. Okay. Going right to the front, we see that that one on the left is by itself. And then looking at the left view and the right view, we get some inclination. On the right, we see that it's very systematic. On the right, it's going 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So one way that you could even begin this, right, I'm starting with this, so here's going to be, so I got my first block. I know that my second block on the right side, or my second tower, has 2, and then my third one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, goes up 3 times. So 1, it's going to match 2 there, and then go up a third one to 3. So from the right side, I know that I've got 1, 2, and 3. From the front, I see that there's going to be 1 off to the left of that, as I see from the top, and I also know that that one's solo. So looking down from above, you would have 1, and then 1, 2, 3. Looking from the left side, you would have a 1. Looking at this would be the left view. Okay, so there'd be 1 high, and then 2 high, and then 3 high, but you see this tells you the break in depth. And then from the front, you'd have 1, 2, and 3 high. So 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3 high. And then from the right, you'd have this one. So that would be a corner view. Okay, hope that helps. You guys take care. Have a great one. I'll check in tomorrow's Wednesday, or today, depending on when you view this video. So we'll do live at 11. Have a great one.